Some points, Ibrahim will give us all the headlines from the newspaper, and just after that we'll be having conversations about local government, so you definitely need to stay tuned for that one. At some point we'll go to Abuja for the FCT brief. We give you all the conversations from Abuja, and then we come back to Lagos where the beautiful Olamide will take us through everything happening in the world of social media and more. So please grab your cup of coffee and let's have a very fantastic show. Well, we'll start with the story where a dozen soldiers have been arrested in Benin Republic following a failed coup attempt, including an alleged ringleader. Now, sources say 13 people were detained, all active duty soldiers except an ex-military officer. Now, the arrest followed an announcement on state television by a group calling itself the Military Committee for Refundation, now claiming it had removed President Patrice Talon from office. However, Interior Minister Alassane Saidu said the armed forces swiftly defeated the attempt and officials confirmed the situation was under control. Now, President Talon is reportedly safe in Benin's attempt coup comes amidst waves of military takeover in West Africa, including Niger, Burkina Faso, Mali, Guinea, and recently Guinea-Bissau. In a swift response, the Nigerian presidency also announced that President Talon is safe and that the loyal forces have resisted control over the situation. Nigeria called on stakeholders in Benin to exercise restraint, respect legal processes, and pursue their political differences only through peaceful and constitutional channels. So this is the conversation that we're having this morning. It was all over social media. We saw it over the weekend, and everyone was really talking about it. In anything we do, we know that a coup is not the best thing to happen, and I'm sure that Nigeria understands this because Nigeria is a country that has also witnessed a lot of coups, so they understand the implication of it. But seeing those soldiers come on national television just made me think so many things. You know, if you are trying to really organize a coup, why are you going on national television to make those kind of statements? And they actually did make bold statements, but I'm happy that right now we're seeing peace and tranquility, and they're assuring us that, you know, President Talon is safe.
Now, if you're organizing a coup, one of the installations you want to grab is the mass information dissemination organs, television, radio, in some cases newspapers, but the ones that have involved newspapers has always been close your doors, you know. But radio and television, because they are timely, you know, the coup plotters use them. The thing that stands out for me on this particular coup, the Benin Republic coup, is the big brother role that Nigeria played. Because if President Bola Tinubu had not responded to the call, which was done twice, one verbally, and the other one, I guess it was put in writing, and who responded immediately, sent the Air Force first, and later sent ground troops, and they secured the whole place. But you see, that also opened up the lapses of the coup plotters. They did not really put that coup together well. The logistics was wrong. Everything was wrong. You know, you can't go to a television station and the main figures in the coup plot are in that television station for a sustained period. It just doesn't work that way. But the happy thing is that Nigeria played its part as the big brother, and we succeeded in foiling that coup.
I'm happy that Nigeria played its part. And the reason why I said, Olamide, I don't understand why they went on TV when their house was not even good. Like, you're just rushing to go and say something when you've not even fixed yourself. Because for me, it's an embarrassment to them, because you can see they were not even well prepared for that. But let's talk about a coup. We understand what it means for every economy when they experience a coup. There's a lot of insecurity. Your people are not safe. It affects the economy. And I'm happy that Nigeria also made a bold statement because they understand. They've been through it.
Absolutely. Nigeria has no choice in this moment but to make a bold statement. You know, like you rightly said, Ria, seeing those scenes displayed on TV yesterday, I mean, military men taking over one of the top television stations is something out of a movie. You can't make this up. But Nigeria has no chance, no option right now but to take a stance. They've got Benin in the west and Niger to the north. And so if we don't take a stance, that instability and that insecurity, we're already dealing with so much back home, could spill into our region. So now we no longer have issues with foreign policy, with countries around us. We're now doing diplomacy, unfortunately. We have to focus on border management, on intelligence sharing, which is a shame. But I want to focus on ECOWAS right now. ECOWAS, unfortunately, from all indications, it seems that they might be losing power in West Africa, and that's worrisome because ECOWAS started out as a very idealistic pursuit. And so to see that their normal ways of sanctioning and putting things in place is no longer working for them. You know, what we've seen right now is a fall from democracy in Benin. Benin.
Yeah.
I love the fact that Nigeria is taking a stance, and the fact that the Benin authorities in Benin were so swift to intervene shows that their command structures are still very much in place, regardless of the instability and the dissent.
For me, I just love how fast everything was handled. For me, that's what I'll say, because most times when you leave things to linger, that's when you see it, turn to a very serious problem, Ibrahim.
And I think what is actually happening is co-contagion. Because when you have countries where you have Mali, Burkina Faso, Niger, Gabon, all of those on that, so that's proximity. And if you look at Benin Republic, it's so close to Nigeria that it has long stretch of border, bordering, some parts of Oyo State and all of those, states within the Nigerian nation. But why did these guys, what's it called, Pascal Tigre? Why did he lead the coup? He said it because of the deteriorating security in the northern, Benin. So where you have issues, you have the Mali, Burkina Faso fighting against the jihadists or against those terrorists, within the country, and then they are now increasing the pressure on their own country. Another reason is saying that the neglect of fallen soldiers, because some of the soldiers that were killed, the families were not taken care of, and then if you have something like that, the morale will be down. So another reason they also gave was because of the unjust military promotions and internal grievances. People that are not due for promotion, they give them promotion. People that are due, they allow them to just stay there, for a long time without even treating them well. So all of this all together, and then Africans do not really understand democracy. Because the kind of democracy they gave us, the former colonial masters that they gave us, looks like something that is not homegrown and is not something that we have domesticated to our own reality. So we can't be behaving like the West. We need to think, we need to look at the kind of governance that is best for us. That's why in Nigeria we are talking about true federalism. And it's good that you mentioned ECOWAS. They acted swiftly. Nigeria actually deployed its NAF, fighter jets, for surveillance and all of that. And it's good that they also were able to rescue the president, Patrice Talon. So all together, one thing we need to sit down and ask ourselves, where did we get it wrong? But
talking about ECOWAS, you saying they answered really fast. For me, it's not about the answering. What are they doing to put in place that we do not see things like this happening? That's the question I would like to ask ECOWAS, because there's a lot of hope and faith we put in them to make sure that African countries are doing well. They have good relationship together. They're not having any type of force or any type of just problems. So my question to ECOWAS is, what are they doing? Are they waiting for something to happen, or are they really putting their foot on the ground?
Unfortunately, most African organizations are reactionary. They are not proactive as you would have expected them to be. And ECOWAS, the truth about it is that they have lost that thing that makes them that regional administrative bloc. The management of the regional administrative bloc. But the good thing about the whole of this story is that the coup was foiled, and there's a semblance of order.
And those guys arrested.
They've been arrested.
And in this very moment, ECOWAS has said that they are deploying a standby force to ensure stability in the region as it stands.
And for me, I'll say ECOWAS, there's a whole lot they need to do. It's not just coming about talking, I'll do this, I'll do that. I feel like they need to put a lot in place. I'm happy that the people were arrested as well. All I'm praying for, and we don't want to see something like this happen again, in any other country, in any other African country, we don't want to see this happen again.
You know that Nigeria's, there was this rumor about a coup plot in Nigeria, back in, just a few months ago, and then those guys arrested. But even though the federal government continues to deny that there was nothing like a coup, and then we saw the swift change of the security, the service chiefs. And then again, we started hearing Christian genocide, because people were saying that there is no coup that will happen on the African soil, that you don't have, foreign bodies also, interfering. But these coup plotters are also saying France should not even come, because they used to be a former colony for the French. But the last time that happened was in 1972. So since then, this one was a.
And for me, I love Benin Republic because I speak French, so I love that country. It's a country I want to go to. So of course we need peace and tranquility in that country. I'm happy that the president is safe and nobody is harmed, and the people that were perpetrating this have been arrested. But we'll take a breather now, and when we come back, it's time for the newspaper review. Don't go anywhere. Stay with us. This is TVC Breakfast.